Hey everyone, Streamers103 here. I've been slacking with my YouTube again. Today with something a little bit different. It is in a way a replay analysis, but I wanted to call it something else. This is, I guess, it's a strategic highlight. So, well, the point of this video isn't really so much to showcase a great game or whatever. It is really just to showcase what, in my opinion, was a pretty good move. So, to get you the background of this, let's have a look at, well, the context, I guess you could say. Get a look at the matchmaking first. Without looking at the clans, I'm sure you will be starting to recognize the people. Monty, same name. We get a Conklol instead of a Kerfus, Yama on each team. We get an extra Des Moines, they have a Hindenburg, and I'm a Shimmy versus a Zed. Now, Shimmy versus Zed, the Zed can dedicate his entire game to negating me if he wishes to, but really then it's just kind of who gets the better luck with battleship salvos, because I'll outspot him, but not by much. I only outspot him by, well, 6.1 kilometers his concealment, and then 5.88 is his hydro, so that's really all I can expect to outspot him by, so that ain't much to play with, really. Anyways, so we do have an extra Des Moines though, but now let's have a look at the players. I'm not going to go over the people that are incompetent, let's just go over the people that I expect to be competent. This guy, incredibly good free-floating Des Moines player. If you get him on your team as a destroyer, expect, you know, get to grips with him, work together with him. Very good player. OP, so these guys are probably going to work together. Pay to win, these guys are probably going to work together, and that's the Fury for Omni, plus an MDiv, guys, that's probably some, something to expect out of there as well. So that's, you know, the named clans, if you want. The rest we're not going to cover in too much detail. Why me? Good World of Tanks clan, and, don't know how good he is in World of Warships, but, hey. Anyways, pretty obviously, there's Zeds in C, and I'm moving towards the, towards here to try to get a torpedo salve off on the corner island. Like 99.999% of people park there, especially if there is a radar in play. There is a possibility to park in the open ass on and try to bail out of the cap the moment radar hits. And of course, chances are Des Moines going to be parking over there, so I'm just trying to get in here as fast as possible using my engine boost to get the torpedo drop off on the Zed. I'm about to make a mistake. See if you can figure out what I did. Did you see my ship there? Did you see the angle of the torpedo launch? I'm about to make my second mistake, and that is smoking early. Chances are it wouldn't have mattered much. Well, actually, it would have mattered much. I failed to recognize that the Des Moines is actually not yet on the island. So, realistically speaking, not smoking as early as that could probably have been better, and I would have been able to drag the smoke and continue shooting. Third mistake, I don't shift X as Z52. And the first mistake I mentioned, as I'm still getting shit on by enemy shells, is to finally get out of the radar range, and I should be tucking myself in here to continue shooting at the Z, but there we go. Finally realized I need to be doing that, but for some reason I decide not to shoot, even though there is absolutely nothing to spot me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, literally nothing to spot me. So I lose the ability to shoot the Z52, but it appears that Des Moines doesn't have radar upgrade, so that's finally awkward. Anyways, I pick up 4k damage on him at the cost of about 8k of my health. Not a major deal, because I think the enemy Zed got hammered a little bit more, especially with more shells incoming. But for me right now, we basically got the Zed pinned inside the island for the moment, and he's got no real reason to believe I'm going to be much of a threat for the current moment, so I guess he's just going to stick around. He could disengage, but he's probably sitting around inside the caps just to make sure that I do not... basically, because the Des Moines is, you know, radared, and he knows, oh, if he's paying attention, he'll know that the Des Moines has radar on his team. So he's probably going to stick around in the camp to stop me from, you know, recontesting Charlie, but I'm long gone. I'm in fact heading up to the enemy's A cap. This is important to note, and it only really works in this situation because they've got one Z that's locked down. The Des Moines already used radar and is kind of way off in the middle of the typical meta Des Moines positioning, and now I'm able to spot the entire enemy team as they're crossing, and I've got a bit of a firing line behind me. Now, unfortunately, our Des Moines decides that he doesn't want to actually cap Bravo, so we're kind of losing out on a little bit of points income, but I don't think it's going to matter much in the long run. And 2 more torpedo tubes did get jammed, but that's not a major deal. I'm currently heading up here, and I'm hoping that the team will shoot the Hindenburg because he's the one closest to the capture circle. And again, 5.88 kilometers hydroacoustic search distance, and I've got 5.56 or 5.59 concealment, so 5.6 concealment basically. But yeah, I actually do manage to get myself into the cap. Hopefully it's on time, and if my team could, you know, be smart and stop shooting the Montana and start shooting the Hindenburg, that would have been incredibly useful right now. In this kind of a situation, if you're the Allied team, shoot the Hindenburg, he's the one closest to the cap, and if you're this Hindenburg, fun fact, I was running into like 5-6 different working pay to win people across the entirety of my ranked session the evening I played this match. So at this point, I've actually decided to go join in their TS. So obviously they know I'm in the cap. They know exactly where I am. And well, I'm thinking to myself, can I actually get this cap before he enters it? There's a small chance, and it actually happens. That's incredibly important. Even if I only get like 2 points out of it, they now need to sit there and make sure it stays locked. Now I'm figuring that the Hindenburg obviously is going to have hydroacoustic search up, and I think I even tell him that I've launched torpedoes at him because at this point he knows because there is absolutely no way he doesn't have hydroacoustic search up. He'd have to be really, really silly not to. So he actually makes a rather big mistake. He decides to turn into them instead of trying to just accelerate rapidly in a way-going direction. He takes a bit of a battleship salvo as well, but Hindenburg low speed maneuverability ain't great, so he actually takes 3 and goes down, which is incredibly good because it means nobody is now contesting the cap. So, well, our first cap was A, their first cap was C, and we are not the northern spawn. So that's a little spot of luck, really. And, well, I mean, I'm running F3, so that should be pretty obvious on the 8-kilometer range, and also wanted to get that close to the Z52 to make my initial torpedo launch. And there you go, someone in chat notices, hold on a moment, A was our first cap, we haven't gotten Bravo yet. Anyways, with 1 kill, we're still actually 32 points behind. I'm saying 32, even though it's, normally, 30 for half of it, because, well, they tick first, so, when it ticks and we haven't ticked yet, they are 32 points ahead. The Z52, by this point, when he's seen me entering A, likely immediately would have redeployed out to the Charlie cap, and is now heading in my way. So I don't really want to tangle with him on this side of the map in the open with 2 potential Montanas to shoot at me, and the fact that, this group over here likely is going to be shooting at me as well the moment I get detected, although I can kind of get out of range of the Grosser but, Yamato can always have a go at me. And the Yamato probably will, if the Z runs into trouble, he might be calling for help on TS. I'm obviously going to make the assumption that they are, somewhat trying to play and work together. But for the moment, the team is taking a little bit of a dump on the Monty health bar over there. And it's suppressing him from being able to recontest out the cap. I should have slowed down at this point and launched straight into here, because by this point you can see, especially with that coming in, that delays me, so I'm engine boosting instead of torpedoing. I should have, the moment they were loaded, I should have launched them straight into the capture zone itself, because chances are that's where the Zed's going to be heading. This RPF is already telling me he's very close to the capture circle already, so these torpedoes probably aren't going to hit anything. They're just going to fall behind him, and that ping over there was rather unnecessary. He's by this point already in the cap. This was a game played rather late in the evening, so, concentration is starting to go down. Well, late in the evening. This was played around about midnight time, so it's already getting a little bit late to do proper Shima gameplay. Playing a Shima is not easy in ranked, and there you go, he's entering the cap right now. So those torpedoes that I launch are probably going to achieve a grand total of nothing. Launch another one, but I actually failed to realize that the smoke has been put there already. If I double M, I would have seen the smoke first, and I would have dumped it at the, held for a few seconds, and then launched it out in the smoke. But with the Z52 being inside of the cap, I'm thinking, well, let's go over and try to deal with it. So, hopefully he's not too healthy. I don't want to get too close to the smoke screen, because if he's crept it forwards, then he'll eventually be able to hydro me, which would be awkward. But then all of a sudden, surprise motherfucker, at the point. So this is actually my game camera. But the Z gets spotted, so, well, what do I lose? I'm going to open fire on him, especially considering the fact that he just opened fire on me in return. Do get some good hits on him, and someone messes up their Des Moines day, which is the nice spot of luck. It stops him from just blayatting straight towards me. Incoming battleship salvo from the Montana to pay to win, guys. So I'm gonna make sure I hard intern the salvo to reduce the just upfront dying. If I had the fully away turn, there's actually a reasonable chance I could have just upfront died to 2 full penetrations there. But anyways, hopefully the team will finish off the Des Moines, or at least pin him out of the game. But that's it. We've basically secured this because, well, Tikaburi has managed to get himself killed, which is a bit unfortunate. And the Yamato down there is now facing off the entirety of the team, and, well, I've really just kept the enemy Montana plus the pay-to-win, well, both of the pay-to-win guys plus the other Montana occupied for the entirety of the game. And now Conqueror's even inside of the Alpha Cap. We don't really need the Alpha Cap for the moment, to be completely honest. We're going to take Charlie because we're going to kill their Yamato. And our group can just push through, and there you go, Yamato goes down to our Des Moines, who actually didn't cap Bravo, but in the end it doesn't turn out to become a problem. We've killed 4 of their ships, and every single one of our fleet is still alive. Their Des Moines is messed up big time. The pay-to-win battleships are healthy, the Montana is still healthy, but under the combined firepower of the entire team, nothing really gonna happen. I do get too close. It's 7.6 kilometers from a Montana to ensure that you do not get spotted by the float plane. Scout float plane fighters, I think, are 7.2 or 7, around about 7 kilometers, and you'll be safe. So chances are he's paid attention. This torpedo launch obviously is against the Montana and not the Des Moines. Hopefully someone actually will finish the Des Moines off, which would be useful. Maltese probably paid attention, so he's probably gonna try to dodge that. That'd be kind of normal, you know. He's probably, you know, he knows where I am. He will have seen me on the map, and well, if he, you know, didn't full turn and, you know, start his rudder to engage the Conqueror, and, you know, this probably would have hit him with one at least. Bit unfortunate, but hey, what can you do? Got too close to him, so that's definitely my mistake. Otherwise, chances are he may not have known I'm here. Pretty sure the enemy Des Moines is the one with the RPF and not the Montana. I should have launched exactly like I see it right there, instead of trying to drag you along with the assumption that he's going to try to in-turn an angle against the Conqueror improper, because the Conqueror is spamming HE. And I mean, if he's going to spam HE, then the correct thing for the Montana to do is to evade his shells is actually to sail flat broadside. The problem is the Conqueror doesn't have useless AP unlike in Isuzuchi, which means that, you know, if you do get unfortunate and the guy does load into armor piercing, you know, you're going to be showing broadside and you're probably going to have a really, really bad day. So the Monty, knowing that 2 salvos had passed, probably thought, alright, I need to try to duke the 3rd salvo, but he gets massively messed up, I think, from the other side of the map by our Montana. So I'm going to put a smoke screen and open fire. A little bit of an underlead there. This is probably going to land on his conning tower superstructure gun turret area. Actually, no. Yeah, Link was alright, but he turned. So still 700. Oh, there you go. 2 hits for 594. That's obviously saturated. For some reason I keep calling it sectioning. But there you go. 3rd penetration for 193 damage. Picking up the Montana. And my 3rd kill of the game. So that's almost half the team picked up by a Shima of all things. Even though I only have 40,000 damage, but, you know, the last one was a bit of a kill steal, but, Dead Monty's dead Monty, what can I say? And now it's just this enemy Des Moines left, and he is completely combat incapable at the moment, no health remaining, no position, and 7 ships to hunt him, so, this game is basically won. Now I really want to just highlight this strategic highlight in a way. Also, I am opening up for ranked replay analysis submissions. And, P.S. People aren't happy about this guy's play, and now I won't go into detail about that because, you know, I don't want to be too namey and shamey in my YouTube. You'll obviously hear me do that kind of shit on Twitch, mostly because it's just the truth. Anyways, Des Moines doesn't really matter at this point, but I wanted to highlight this because, realistically speaking, you'd be thinking that we're on the back foot. But in this case, it didn't turn out to become the case. The enemy team had no real reason whatsoever to assume I would be heading into Alpha at all, realistically speaking. The first one to really know about it would have been the Montanas at the back and the Hindenburg at the back of the A-cap. They're the first ones that really should have known about it, because they were still being permanently spotted even off their reloads and whatnot. So it should have given them an indication that I'd actually pushed up instead of breaking away from my pursuit. But also the Hindenburg on the A-cap made a bit of a mistake. He should never have reversed into the cap, or at least he could have reversed and stayed inside the cap to try to lock it. Chances are he never would have capped it, but he ended up losing his ship for it by trying to turn. I'm guessing he was either trying to launch torpedoes or trying to angle and shoot the battleships. I'm not exactly sure. Would never really know. But he ended up taking 3 torpedoes and dying, which is a bit of a spot of luck for me because it meant I didn't have to deal with him for the rest of the match. He was basically out of it. He was sunk, and, well, that's an instant point reversal for us, even though we didn't actually get the point advantage of that because the enemy team had, by this point, held C for like a minute and a half or something like that. Again, to be expected because they have a Z-52. There's no way a Shimi with a Des Moines radar at a Z-52 can actually take that. So I just decided, screw it, I'm going to make a mess out of the Z-52 for as much as I can, even though I did mess up and failed to anticipate the fact that the Des Moines was going to be moving forwards because he had yet to reach the island, and I basically spotted him early. But we got kind of lucky that the Z takes a massive beating from one of our battleships and was left on so incredibly low HP I could just kill him at the end stages of the game, so that was a very useful spot of luck for us on C. So I guess I did get very lucky in that sense. Also, of course, I could have taken a lot more damage to enemy battleships throughout that match, and if I died, it would have been rather awkward, even though it would not have been the end of the game, because the enemy's Charlie side force that tried to push through had actually been eliminated rather early into the game. So yes, hope you guys enjoyed the strategic highlight. If you did, give it a like, comment in the comment section below if you have any other ideas or you think something else could have been done. Remember, just because I do it now doesn't mean you should always go so quickly out the enemy's cap at the start of mountain range. You need to consider your situation, and in this situation, all in all considered, that was the smartest thing to do, and it paid off. And if you're, of course, on the receiving end of a move like this, if you don't anticipate it, make sure that at least you protect your own ship. Make sure you don't do anything rash, because points can always be regained in the later stages of the game. Health and firepower, in terms of guns lost when your ship gets sunk, cannot. So you can always push back against an enemy, especially if they push ahead and they lose a lot of health in gaining their territory. If you have a lot of health, you can always push back, kill them off, take the points back, stall for time, and then take the capture points back again and win that way. So yes, hope you guys enjoy this. Take care, and I will catch you guys in the next one.